Hello there, my name is Matthew from Camgirl, and I'm here today with Electra Switch. Would you like to introduce yourself to us today?
Certainly. Hello there. Um, Quite obviously, I am a cam girl, specializing primarily in the bondage section of Streamate. I am also an independent cam model as well, who does private sessions. I just began dabbling in custom clips. Um, we'll be doing a lot more of that sometime soon. But I've been doing just fine and having a lot of fun live streaming for probably it's going to be going on 3 years coming up in the spring that I've been doing this again, or that I started doing it again, I should say. I am in my late 30s. And I've been in the adult business since I was 18 with an elongated break from like my late 20s to mid 30s after I became a parent. And like I said, around 3 years ago or so, like about, well, more like 2.5 years ago or so, I decided to begin camming again and came back to it from a whole entire different mindset than I had when I was doing such things when I was younger. And it's been very interesting and very lucrative, I should say.
And how did you start working in the adult industry?
I actually began working in the adult industry when I was 18 years of age. I had been living on my own since I was 16. So it was quite a treat to see just how much money could be made in adult entertainment. I got my start working peep show. There were literal little peep show booths in a porno store. Like I said, 18-year-old me got my start there, and I can say that that's actually probably the closest to what I do on cam in comparison to some of the other jobs in the adult business that I've taken. I've done everything from fetish modeling, been in magazines over the years, all kinds of random things. I worked as a dancer. I did theme show type costumes. I've done burlesque performances. I was a fetish model when I was younger as well. I had appeared in Skin 2 magazine. That was a huge accomplishment for me back in the day.
Is camming your main source of income?
Yes, it currently is at the moment my main source of income. And it's great because I'm able to make good enough of a living on camming, as well as free up some time to engage in other potential money-making opportunities or other hobbies or causes that I care to take on, other than the obvious of just getting to spend more time with my family.
So you said that when you got back into the industry after your long break that you came back into it with a different kind of outlook on things. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
As I may have mentioned before, I had taken a bit of a break after I became a parent to just kind of get a grip on things. And what's different now is that I'm a lot more business minded, obviously. I'm a lot more mature than I was in my late teens to mid to late 20s. I at first I was concerned, coming into it, being in my mid 30s in comparison to, being a young woman in my 20s. My body type has changed. I have had two kids now, so I was kind of concerned that there wouldn't be as much draw for my body the way that it is now necessarily. I've found that I'm a lot more able to manage myself a lot more responsibly. Back when I was younger, it was a big part of my artistic outlet as well. Like I got a lot more from being a dancer or in the adult industry that when I was younger, that it kind of like became my lifestyle. Whereas nowadays, it's all business. A lot of it is business. And yeah, I certainly get my kicks and have my fun. I'm a lot more able to like step back from it now if I need to, or just look at it in more of a business sense instead of getting myself more involved emotionally, if that makes any sense.
How does your work factor into your everyday life and relationships, if at all?
Well, anybody who knows me, and I mean truly knows me, knows what I do. So it's not really, I don't have to tiptoe around, I think, as much as a lot of people do, at least on a personal level. I've known so many people that do any kind of adult work whose parents don't know, like mine know. Hi, Mom. No, she probably wouldn't watch this video. You know, they don't know my actual like cam name or sites or anything, but they know that I do it on more of like a public level. It's not necessarily that I go around announcing. I definitely fabricate stories of what I do for work. I tell everybody that I'm everything from a media consultant to a freelance writer, which actually isn't a lie. Whatever it is I can come up with, really. But yeah, I manage it pretty well.
Has being in this line of work changed you for better or worse at all?
It has changed me for the better. It's actually changed me for the better by making me by pointing out some of my weaknesses to me, because when you're doing this, like you're an independent contractor if you work for a third party site. You are entirely your own boss. Like you work when you say you work. And it can be very, very easy at times to let certain things slide. Like you really got to stay on top of yourself, and be your own manager and your own motivator in so many ways. But yeah, it's absolutely changed me for the better. Mostly because as mentioned, it's freed up a lot of time for me. It's just allowed me to focus on things that are truly important instead of just constantly always just feeding into that hustle and grind for somebody else. I now get to do it for myself entirely.
What would you say is some of the most important advice you could give someone looking to get into this line of work?
Be yourself. Don't give in to don't ever feel pressured to do something that you don't want to do, because anybody who might chastise you for not doing it or whatever you're afraid of, for receiving criticism for people for not doing it or being bullied or browbeaten into it, you will find a whole slew of other people that would be more than happy to honor whatever limits you have set for yourself, and reward you for it. Be yourself and have fun with it. You know, that's one of the things that's great about being a cam model, is that you are the star of the show. You are the one who um, determines what will happen or what won't happen. Stick to your guns, but don't be afraid to bend a little bit or try new things too. You know, you can get pretty niche, like I do at times, being a fetish girl, but in the same respect, I don't necessarily limit myself to one certain set thing. It's really important to remain open-minded as well and allow yourself to be swept up in the experience if there's, you know, certain people that you're interacting with and you feel comfortable with. Also, certainly keep a sense of humor. As we were talking about earlier, sense of humor is essential, I think, for survival, for many, many reasons, especially as a cam performer as well. You know, a really horrible, shitty day for you, you know, could be a story of great amusement to friends of yours who might want to hear it. Just a moment to kind of sit back and say, wow, I can't believe that this just happened to me. You know, as tough of a dominatrix as I play online, I'm actually a really big softie, and I'm very honored, you know, that I can provide this space for people to come to vent. Chances are that many other people in their life don't get to see. And it's just kind of be grateful that you can do this, I guess, and be that kind of source for somebody, or freedom from the mundane.